I was recruited to CSG directly out of college, so it's been my first job after graduating, and something that I really enjoyed about the onboarding process is that we went through 3 different interviews. The first interview was with a recruiter who really gave me a good idea of what the company culture was like. She asked me questions about my character, my work habits, things that I was looking for in a job, and she was able to give me a good idea of whether or not I would be a good fit for the company's goals and overall mission and vision. Then the second interviews were both with dietitians. One was with the dietitian that would be my clinical nutrition manager, so that was more related to job duties and the typical interview questions. The final interview was with a dietitian who worked at a building not too far from where I would end up working, and it was really a good opportunity for me to hear about what her day-to-day work life was, but then for me to also ask her questions about what it was like to work for CSG, what it was like to work in long-term care, and really get a good idea of what my day-to-day would look like.
You do everything online and all your trainings are done, and as you get into the facility, the day before the facility, you're emailed all of your information, who's going to be there with you, all of your passwords for your computer, those type things. So I found that it was very simple compared to other companies I've worked for. If you had concerns or questions about things, the onboarding specialist responded to you within, we'll say 24 hours or so. So the responses were very quickly compared to other companies I've worked for.
As a new RD coming into a brand new field, that was something that I was really worried about, whether or not I would get support from my managers and my peers, but we've really had a lot of opportunities to connect over Teams. We've got email and chat, of course, but plenty of opportunities to call and video chat with everyone within the organization. I met people from multiple departments within my first few months that really helped made me feel at ease and like I was well supported on all sides when I started my role. We also have monthly RD team meetings where we talk about our goals and upcoming events, and you get an opportunity to see RDs from multiple different states and regions, and it's nice to have discussions and give your updates and realize that everyone else is facing the same kind of challenges that you do every day, and provide support and advice to each other through that.
As a dietitian, we have lots of support. We have our clinical director, we have our clinical nutrition managers, and then we also have our dietitians. And as dietitians, we know that our clinical group is, very well knit.
I really love working in senior living. It's pretty different than a lot of other clinical spaces because your residents, your patients, live in the building that you're working in. So you come in to work every day and you're going to your office, but really you're going into their home. And what I love about senior living is that you get follow-up with your patients and you can track their progress, communicate with them to help create goals that they have with their nutrition status and really make a difference that you get to observe over time. And another thing that I really enjoy about working in senior living is that I think it's the perfect mix of clinical, food service, and community, which are things that all RDs get training in. And it's a great way to kind of display our skills in all 3 of those areas, because we do have a heavy clinical piece where we're helping people with medical nutrition therapy, and then we're also involved with collaborating with the kitchen to make sure that we're putting out a good and a safe product for our seniors. And then the community aspect comes through where we're able to be involved with activities of daily life really with our patients.
I feel like we can build a better connection with our residents. As a dietitian, you learn that in acute care, you don't get that relationship. You see a resident or a patient one time and then you move on and they're gone. But in senior living, you actually see that person maybe every day, every other day. So you get to build that connection, that continuum of care. As a dietitian, when you start to build that relationship, you also get to learn about not just them, but their family. So I think that's a benefit, but also to be able to provide nutrition and also be able to tailor their diets and also modify the menu to be able to fit the facility, fit their needs, improve their quality of life while they're there. You might be their only person that comes and sees them.
Unlike acute care or long-term care, we have clients who are not acutely ill, necessarily physically, I should say. They're in an institution. The last thing they want to think about sometimes is nutrition. So it's an opportunity unparalleled to market nutrition. Really makes you stay on top of your game, I'd have to say.
I find that it's important to spend as much time as possible with your residents. I personally feel that during those meal times is when it's best to spend that time with your residents. That way you can get to know them, you get to pick up on things that are liked as the meals. Again, you can help tailor the menus to the facility, overall help improve quality of life for those residents. But again, also visiting with the residents individually.
I'm also involved with the actual activities department in a pretty cool way. I get to provide some insight as far as food-related activities, which is really fun. We try to do a lot of seasonal food activities. We have a community garden that the residents love being part of, harvesting and little cooking experiments. And then of course there's a variety of diet textures and diet types that we work with in this population. So I communicate with the activities director a lot to make sure that everyone can participate and still be in line with their dietary goals and their needs. All of my managers have been really interested and involved with learning what my professional goals are and what my clinical interests are, and then helping to find opportunities for me to grow in those areas. I've had the opportunity to mentor a brand new RD, somebody who was new to CSG and also recently graduated.
What I have seen in my 5 years with the company is the flexibility to tailor a job towards the individual's strengths. And I never saw that with some of the bigger companies I worked with. They'll create a position that didn't exist before because this person is perfect for doing this kind of thing. That's fantastic. I never thought I'd be with a company that would actually say, here you are, these are your strengths, let's create a position to best utilize your strengths.